There are many ways to translate a character into a crossover game. For most, you study their history, the abilities they've had, and the things they've done, trying to mimic that as closely as possible. If that's not an option, maybe take inspiration from things related to the character. Turn them into a celebration of the history of their console, of their series, or their company. And then there's a few cases of a famous face getting slapped onto something completely unrelated, but we don't talk about those. But what happens when you have a character you can't do any of this for? Someone who isn't important to a series, company, or console, and someone whose abilities are so ridiculously random that they don't mesh into a decent moveset. What can we possibly do then? We have some fun. Waluigi is a character that could do literally anything in Smash Bros. But there's not really anything he should do. You could build a moveset around Mario Party items, or maybe around the sports games. A striker's moveset would be awesome, but you can't do all of them, that would be a mess. So which do you pick? They are all equally important to who Waluigi is, in that they aren't important at all. The abilities he uses changes in every single game he appears in. Dance, throw bob-ombs, waterbend, tape his mustache to an eggplant. Par for the course for Waluigi. So, why would Smash be any different? This is a new game, a new chance for Waluigi to be number one. His narcissism and desperate desire for attention are by far the most important aspects of his character. Nothing else he's done compares. In fact, I'd go so far as to argue that doing radically different things every time he appears is important to who he is. So it's gonna be weird, but we're going to design his moveset in Smash Bros. Solely off of who he is. On the concept of, if Waluigi finally found his way onto the roster, what would he do to cheat his way to victory? Picture this. It's the middle of a stock battle, and Waluigi gets his final smash. He runs off the stage, and after a delay, returns. In front of the UI. He proceeds to rearrange the damage numbers, maybe throw a few of them at the characters on stage, and lets out a spew of mockery while doing so. I want Waluigi to be to Smash Bros. What Deadpool is to Marvel vs. Capcom. A character that fights for an unseen audience, attacking their opponents with the game's UI, taking an unfair advantage by doing things he shouldn't be able to win. Which fits Waluigi perfectly. Waluigi cheats. He'll do anything to win, to please the crowd, to be number one, and in a fighting game, that kind of archetype fits that kind of personality the best. Of course, it's still Waluigi, so he has to suck. This is one of the few characters that I feel, based on who they are, should be kinda low tier, or at least feel that way. His moves would be all style, no substance, dancing and posing with wonky knockback angles and weird animations. And come on, people aren't picking Waluigi to win. Doesn't matter where on the tier list he is. They're picking him because they want to win with Waluigi. There's a very important distinction there. He also has to be extremely annoying. It's Waluigi. That's what he would want. To fully realize this, let's take a look at Smash Bros. UI. It's not like your typical fighting game. It's a platform fighter. There has to be a lot more room for characters to move around, so not much is in Waluigi's reach. Apart from special moves, I don't think we can do anything here. But he does have this little helpful name bar right above his head. So let's say, for his smash attacks, he grabs this and swings it around to hit people. We'd probably need to solidify it into something like this, for balance sake, although it would be funny to control the speed and size of his attacks based on what you name yourself. In that same train of thought, other characters have these names over their head as well. So how about for Waluigi's throws and pummels, he whacks them over the head with their own name tags? That'd be fun. Now, not every move is a giant fourth wall break, but they're all equally ridiculous. For example, imagine his dash attack was a moonwalk. That's a terrible attack. It's a long animation that's not going to send people anywhere. But Waluigi does it anyway, because it draws attention to himself. The spotlight is on him, and that's what he cares about. But he can't win off of moves like that. which is why he has his specials. His neutral special is quite possibly the most infuriating concept that could exist in Super Smash Bros. You see, in his attempts to cheat the system, Waluigi made himself a bunch of stock icons, trying to give himself infinite lives. Unfortunately, that's not how it works, so now he's just stuck with a bazillion stock icons in his pockets. But all is not lost, because he can throw these icons to dish out damage, but not at his opponents. By pressing the neutral special, or holding it down to choose a target, he throws these icons directly at their percentages. This will do pitiful amounts of damage. We are talking low decimals here, but it's also a very quick move, which means that if you're not right in Waluigi's face at all times, your percentage is slowly ticking up. Stock icons aren't the only weapon Waluigi's got. He's also brought along his old assist trophy. For his side special, he'll bring the base and the cover together to try and trap whoever is in front of him. If this hits you, you become an item. What will Waluigi do with you? Drop you on the ground to set up for a combo? Throw you at another opponent? Or just toss you off the stage as you struggle to break free? You know those recovery platforms that bring you back to the stage? That's Waluigi's up special. Instead of a recovery move, it just gives you a platform to refresh your jumps. As a point of reference, it's basically Krag's Earth Pillar from Rivals of Aether. And lastly, his down special. Waluigi takes his shield and inflates it like a balloon to quickly recharge it, or even allow it to grow bigger than it's supposed to. Perhaps even give it the functionality where if it gets too big, it will pop and deal heavy damage to everyone around Waluigi. Though that will make Waluigi helpless as his shield did just break. And that's it for my Waluigi in Smash Bros. Concept. But you know what the best part of his character is? This is just one of many. There's so many things that could work for Waluigi. He's a joke character, you can do whatever you want. I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. The peasant's perspective for this episode is going to be so good. It's not going to be the next one because I have fallen behind recently, but the one after that will definitely be dedicated to everyone's favorite purple plumber. I am sorry I haven't uploaded for a bit, but I can promise you that that won't be the case going forward. You're going to be seeing a lot from me, both on this channel and elsewhere. I'm currently working for Relax-A-Lax as the editor for his Know Your Move series. That'll be coming out in the near future, so I hope you look forward to it. Next time, I'm going to be talking about my most wanted character for Super Smash Bros. I'll see you then.